Okay, so make sure that you come to class the day that you were supposed to give your TED Talk because you need to present it in class in order to complete the assignment. This is a really important announcement, and that is that the final deadline for late submissions and resubmissions is May 2nd at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Nothing can be accepted after that time, and we have to be pretty strict on this. So that means 5:01 p.m. Mountain Time, out of luck. So the only exceptions that we make for this is if something really bad happens, like a family emergency or something of that nature. So just be aware of that deadline and submit everything before that deadline. Just so you know, I can't see chat really right now, so I'll try to keep up, but it's hard to follow with what I'm sharing. If you are an LAU student, you go to LAU. If you are a LandV, you go to LandV. If you are neither, then you don't have a leadership block, but if you would like to participate, you can. And leadership block is just basically the state requires our students to have a certain amount of days in school. Williamsburg doesn't quite meet that requirement, and so you get to have an extra couple of weeks where you talk about leadership, and it's super cool. All right, Film Festival is this Friday, so bring your own popcorn and you are invited. Details are in the homeroom. Also, details about Huzzah parties or end of the semester parties are in the homeroom page, and those are on May 4th and 5th. Okay, now we're going to have our minute of silence, so turn off the webcam and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, come on back, come on microphone, or I keep saying that. I guess you can come on microphone if you really want to, but at least come on cam. And everyone can be on cam today because we're in Zoom, so everyone should be on cam today. So it'll be a party. So this is how today is going to work. It's the first day of our mini TED convention, and your job, oh, it didn't save, oh sad, okay. Your job is to take notes and pay attention. So the things that you should really be focusing on are write down your classmate's name, their topic, and some notes about what really stands out to you about their TED Talk. Now, we want you to be focused on these TED Talks, and we also want you to have the experience of a convention. So that's why we haven't given you the takeaways doc yet. We'll give you the takeaways doc on Wednesday, and you can fill it out after class. But during the convention, we want you to have a physical notebook with you. Now, if you went to a convention in real life, you couldn't take your computer with you. You'd have to take a physical notebook. So that's why we're having you do that. Yeah, you don't need to take notes on your own TED Talk. That would be hard. I've decided that I'm going to be the time warden just because that seems to be the easiest way to do it. And this is what the symbols will be. This means that you have 1 minute left. This means that you have 30 seconds left. And so far, no one has gone over time, so that should be awesome. And with that, we can just go ahead and get started. It goes Leah, Carter, Hannah, Matthew, and Zoe. If you don't already have your slides open, go ahead and open those. And 1 minute is just one finger. Is that too hard to see? I have a water bottle. I could lift this. Is that better? Okay. Either one works. Okay, then we'll just stick with the finger, one finger. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and turn the time over to Leah.
Okay, thank you. You can see my screen, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. In the Constitutional Convention, a principle was earnestly discussed. In documents written by our founding fathers, they were full of this principle, and it is being forgotten in our society today. I would like to discuss with you this truth and hope you can come to understand the importance and need of following it in order to maintain our freedoms. One of the major concerns with the original draft of the Constitution was the fear of the federal government encroaching upon the rights of the people and the states. So the Founding Fathers wrote the first 10 amendments. The 10th Amendment of the Constitution says, "The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people." The only powers given the federal government are those in the Constitution. Anything else, such as our many government programs, need to be retained in the people. This principle is very important because a government that is too large threatens our freedom. I'm afraid to say that our government today has forgotten this essential principle, and let me show you how. The government in 2012 had 92 programs that drained $799 billion. These are complex programs consisting of cash aid, education and job training, energy, food aid, healthcare, housing, social service, and veterans. The idea and hope for these programs are good, but they are not in line with the Constitution. Just think, $799 billion went to fund these programs in 2012. In 2015, we spent $980 billion in healthcare alone. That is more than all government programs in 2012 combined. This is very alarming, and I'm here to tell you that the government does not need to control them. Give these programs back to private businesses and charities, where they will run much more effectively. The solution to this is simple. First, we need to completely remove 100% all healthcare programs set up by the federal government. Give the healthcare to private industries and into the people. Second, recognize other programs that need to be given back to the people, like welfare, education, and many more. We need to hold to the structure the Founding Fathers set forth from the very beginning and keep the federal government as small as possible. If we forget this essential principle, we will slowly lose our freedom and fall into the very thing we tried to avoid when the Founding Fathers wrote our Constitution. Thank you.
Great job, Leah. Okay, everyone turn on your microphones. Let's give her a round of applause. And while we are having our little transition, feel free to give her some feedback in the chat. I know that one thing that I really liked is that she offered solutions, not just illustrated problems. I think that was really well done. Okay, Carter, are you ready? All right, whenever you're ready, you can start.
I decided I probably should turn my mic on. So I'm doing my presentation on hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity is when you harness the energy of water. In this image, water comes from the reservoir through the penstock. It then turns the turbine, which creates electricity. Hydroelectricity has many uses. It can be used for anything that regular electricity is used for, such as ovens, toasters, light bulbs, computers, and anything else you and your family uses electricity for. Thomas Edison once said, "There's a way to do it better. Find it." I have found a way to do it better. Hydroelectric cars. To create the hydroelectric car, I would take a normal car and rip out the engine and old gas and oil lines. After I did that, I would replace the engine with a turbine and run a pipeline along each side of the car to 2 water tanks that can be lifted and lowered automatically, so there would be a constant flow of water to the turbine. The turbine would change the batteries so the car could run off of pure electricity. The effects that a hydroelectric car would have on the environment would only be good. Cars that run on gasoline produce noxious fumes that kill moss, trees, plants, and animals. The effects that hydroelectric cars would have on the world are going to be hard to predict. They will probably make all of the nature lovers happy, but it would make all of the nature's haters angry because now there's less pollution to destroy nature with. Critics may say that this is imagination, but I will reply with this: imagination is more important than knowledge. The future will change, and we are the ones who will change it. If we don't take action, we will destroy our environment and the world will slowly die. If we don't take action today, we won't be able to smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly. We need more options, and we need to save nature. The hydroelectric car fulfills both of these needs and many more. Thank you for watching.
Awesome, Carter. Great job. Okay, so Carter had like 30 seconds left, and I'm going to give this option to anyone to like fill up their time. So does anyone have a question for Carter that he could answer? Yeah, Adam.
Have you built one yet?
No, but I've built a prototype
Can you tell us a little bit about your prototype?
engine. Yeah, so basically what I did is I made an hydroelectric turbine and then stuck it under the tap. So I Googled how to make a hydroelectric turbine and then I made it for a STEM project last year. So yeah, that's what I did.
That is awesome and really cool. So with that, you have filled your time. So just know, someone asked me earlier what will happen if I don't fill my time. This is what will happen if you fill your time. Everyone will fill their time. So Carter, excellent. And I'm actually glad that you had a little extra time so that we could ask you those questions, because that was really cool to hear that you'd actually implemented this. Really cool. Okay. So we are to Hannah. Hannah, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Oh, before you go, sorry, let me ask Brock's question. No. So takeaways are things that really stick out to you, that make you think and make you learn. So for this project, everyone is doing amazing. We're not talking about anything that someone did wrong, but we are talking about things that they did right, things that we learned. That's what a takeaway is. Okay, Hannah, back to you.
Okay, thanks. Can you see it? Okay. So my TED Talk is going to be on my humanitarian trip to Mexico. So I'm Hannah Monson, and in February, me and my family drove down to Santa Rosa, Mexico from Utah. We went to build a medical clinic for the people of Santa Rosa. Soccer. So while we were in Mexico the first few days, there wasn't much for the kids to do since all the grown-ups were building the foundation. So me and my brothers and sisters got an opportunity to play with some people from Mexico. We played soccer with them, and they're really good at soccer, and it was fun to experience a different culture and show them that we cared about them, and we liked having fun with them. I started helping out in the clinic I cut drywall, I held it up on the walls, and I screwed drywalls into the walls so the clinic could have walls. And it was so cool, and I loved being able to help and feel important. This is a picture of a flower from Mexico. As you can see, it's really pretty, and it grew into this beautiful thing from just a little seed. And that can be like us. Like, we can't, it's hard to do big things right now, but if we help out with little things, like we could help our neighbor, help our parent, we can grow into this beautiful flower that help, like, that's a example to the world of beauty, and like it's so nice. So in all, we built a clinic in 5 days for the people of Mexico with lots of hard work and lots of fun. Me and my family learned a lot and enjoyed a lot from the experience. And here's a picture of the finished clinic. And I know that, like, the people, they were really appreciative of us because they didn't have anything, and they didn't have any doctors who would come without a clinic. So this, like, was really helpful to them. And just for fun, here's a picture of my family in Mexico right after we finished it. So thank you for watching and listening.
Awesome. Are there any questions for Hannah?
Jake, to answer your question, the clinic had one big waiting room and 2 rooms for, like, for the doctors to help people, and it had a bathroom. So it was kind of big, yeah. And Brock, my topic was on my humanitarian trip to Mexico. Leah, do you have a question?
I don't have a question, but I really liked how you, like, going to Mexico and helping with the clinic was, like, a big thing. But I liked how you brought up, like, by small and simple means, like, are great things. And, like, that just really stuck out to me because we don't have to do big things in order to, like, make a difference.
Well done, Hannah. Really well done. Okay, so now we have Matthew. So Matthew, you are next. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Take it away.
Okay. Here we go. I don't usually share my screen a lot, so it's kind of hard for me sometimes.
It's hard for me sometimes too.
Attributes. The mind is a great and powerful thing. It has the power of recognition, imagination, and appreciation. Inside of its many facilities are consciousness, thought, perception, judgment, language, and memory. Each of these attributes are very important. Imagine not having a memory, not being able to remember what you like, who people are, or who you are. Or imagine not being able to see judgment. If you have seen the series Gotham, without judgment, you would be like the executioner. You'd think what you do is fair, but really you are the most unfair of them all. Mental content. Mental content consists of thoughts, concepts, memories, emotions, percepts, and intentions. Psychologists study human behavior, mental process, perception, emotion, and personality. Mind facts. The brains of children that have been exposed to violence within the family have the same patterns of activity as soldiers that have fought in a war. The truth is that every thought is literally a physical path that is formed within the brain. The more you have a certain thought, the deeper the imprint that this path will make, and the easier it will be for the thoughts to re-enter your mind. That's why it's good to constantly have uplifting, encouraging thoughts. Despite its great capacity, the human brain doesn't have a good ability to distinguish between fantasy and real experiences. Thus, someone can experience a movie as if it were an event that happened in real world. You can feel sadness, fear, or enthusiasm the same way you would if you were truly experiencing the event. Or mind facts. In a study conducted in the United States, it was proven that people who eat food without artificial coloring or preservatives manage to obtain 14% higher scores on intelligence tests. Therefore, what we eat affects the way our brains operate and functions. It is estimated that the average person loses loses concentration after 90 minutes of being constantly focused on something. Therein lies the importance of taking breaks throughout an important task. If we can put our minds together, we can accomplish great things. We can advance through scientific studies, we can build friendships, we could even fly through space to different solar systems. Although there can be negative effects to the mind, like lack of sleep or not getting enough exercise, we should focus on the positive things. Thank you.
Awesome. And it was really nifty how you had your own little timer there. I was like, wow, I am redundant. I am no longer necessary. Okay, we have time for a couple of questions for Matthew. If you would like to ask some, feel free to.
Okay. If there's anyone who has questions, I'm here.
Okay, I thought that was great. Super informative. So well done, Matthew. All right, our last TED Talk of the day is from Zoe. So Zoe, are you ready to go?
Yep, I am. Let me pull up the PowerPoint.
Okay.
All right, can you see it? Okay, so this has been a very inspiring class today, and I just want to start. I've been thinking a lot about priorities lately, and I tend to like to find things out for myself, not just take other people's word for it. When somebody says, like, this is the best way to live, or that food is bad for you, or they point out something that they noticed over the day, I research it, and I like to find reasons that could be correct or incorrect. The reason I bring this up is, let me see. The reason I bring this up is I didn't like priorities because I don't like limits. I don't like it when someone says I can or can't do something. There's a saying that says the sky's the limit, and that's not true. Neil Armstrong has his footprints on the moon right now. The atmosphere was just something that built him up and made him stronger. I found, while I was researching this, I realized priorities are the same way. They're just stepping stones to something greater and more beautiful. Listen to this. I have a quote from the book. The word priority came into the English language in the 1400s. It was singular. It meant the very first or prior thing. It stayed singular for the next 500 years. Only in the 1900s did we pluralize the term and start talking about priorities. Illogically, we reasoned that by changing the word, we could bend reality. Somehow we would now be able to have multiple first things. Isn't that interesting? The word priorities is a completely new word. It gives the impression of many things being the priority, but really it means that nothing is. Let me see. What is your one priority? Where do you want to be in the next 10 years? And what will it take to get there? Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow morning and the next forever and decide that what the very most important thing is and do it. Remember, the sky is not the limit. Thank you.
Awesome. Super inspiring. Oh, yeah. Round of applause. I keep forgetting. Round of applause. Okay. Any questions for Zoe? Yes, Adam.
What gave you the idea to speak on that topic?
I just been thinking a lot about lately and trying to figure out what is most important for me to do, and I thought that other people would like to hear that too.
Well, that was an amazing first day of the TED convention. So well done, everyone, and I cannot wait to hear the TED Talks we have tomorrow. So remember, keep those notes that you took. You're going to need those on Wednesday when you do your takeaway. And this is the lineup for tomorrow. So Isaac will be presenting first, and then Adam, Lara, Jake, and Brock will be last tomorrow. So come ready to present, have those slides ready to go, and everyone did an amazing job today. So thank you. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to stop screen sharing so I can see that. And you did great.